Hey, all you heat seekers out there. Welcome back to Phat and Spicy. I'm Phat.
And I'm Spicy.
This is the channel that's dedicated to everything with flavor and spice and not so nice.
Alright guys, if you follow us on the Phat and Spicy Instagram page, you'll know that today's video, we're going to start off talking about the aftermath of last week's huge video, the Tube of Terror, which was a disaster, but we'll get into that in a minute. And then once we go over that, we're going to go ahead and rank all of the challenges and some of the sauces that we've done, worst to the most painful.
911.
And that is for both, not just pain, but just the overall experience of it. We'll kind of go into depth a little bit on that. So before we get into that, thank you guys, because last week was our 200 subscriber episode, and this week we're already at about 300 subscribers. So it's just been climbing and climbing. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because this pain train is leaving the station, and you better be on it. So
that's one way of looking at it.
All right, so going right into it, last week, the Tube of Terror, which is basically the Death Nut Challenge from Johnny Scoville. He took the hottest nut from that challenge, which is 13 million Scoville, because of Carolina Reaper powder, ghost pepper powder, and these 13 million Scoville capsaicin crystals. And the peanuts are just coated in this. And he filled up tubes of these nuts. Last week we got 2 tubes of the Tube of Terror. And he did one, and then me and Kyle tried to do another one. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about what happened. So if you watched the video, you saw how we reacted to it. It was horrible. But what you might not know is that once the camera shut off, that's where the real adventure started, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
From the nut. I'm telling you, just an example, we were out of town for the weekend, and I picked up a sauce from a Jamaican place that we were eating at, and I dipped a sandwich in it, and I went to bite it, and it wasn't that spicy, but I could feel the spice, and I just kind of freaked out for a minute there. Because it brought me back to that.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. Like, I haven't really touched anything spicy since then, besides us sampling the sauces when we were just on vacation. We sampled a bunch of hot sauces, but every time I feel spice on my tongue right now, my stomach starts to churn. Basically what happened last week after the camera shut off was he stayed here, I went home, and I think roughly about the same time it hit our stomachs, it started digesting a little bit, and these waves of cramps started coming over us. I went to the toilet, got in the shower, because the shower is usually my safe zone. I feel it just it calms you down a little bit, and that didn't help. I think you said you hopped in the shower. Next thing I know, he's FaceTiming me saying that he might need to go to the ER because the pain in his stomach is just so strong.
It was excruciating. I mean, I was praying to God to please take it away, because it hurts so bad. I've experienced something similar to that one time before, and I did go to the emergency room and ended up in an overnight stay, but I'm telling you, this was bad.
I did watch one video before about a guy talking about feeling in a similar way. He went to the ER because of stomach pains after a bunch of really hot sauces, and they basically said they couldn't do anything for him and that he was fine. And that was the only thing that was keeping me going, because I threw up 5 times, and not to get too graphic, but it was just the nuts and the powder, the red powder from the nuts coming up, and it was miserable. I mean, it was
whatever you do, don't get too graphic.
It was so painful, and it lasted a good while. The next day I couldn't eat. I did one smoothie in the afternoon. That even after I did the smoothie, it kind of it heated it back up and it hurt again. It was just miserable.
Yeah, one person made reference to, forcing yourself to throw up. And I've seen other videos where they do that to apparently save their stomach. Believe me, I had my fingers so far down my throat I could have tickled my heart. And I could not throw up to save my life.
but not to get too graphic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's miserable. We do not suggest the tube of terror to anyone, but shout out to all of you guys who have done the tube of terror and have killed it. There's many people that have done several tubes at a time. I can't even fathom that because it would literally probably kill me and him. And so, but to finish that story, he did not have to go to the ER. It did finally pass. It was very close. My sister came over and was with him for a little while just until it passed in case he did have to go. But we're still here. We're still strong.
Still alive.
We're taking this week off to go over the aftermath and then discuss some of these other challenges, but it'll also give our stomachs a chance to heal a little bit, hopefully, so we can get back into it. So that is the aftermath. Again, we do not suggest the tube of terror. It is not for the faint of heart. But
not for somebody trying to, go out there and start doing these challenges. You are not going to start with the tube of terror because that's going to be where you end.
Yeah, very true. All right, so we're going to get into ranking all of our hot challenges that we've done in the past. We have a lot over here. I think we should bring it out probably one at a time. Let's see.
Go with something the least.
Yeah, so we're going to start out with the least hot. And I would have to say overall, probably...
And I think we're going to vary.
Are we having the same opinion here, starting the lowest?
No, but we differed because go ahead and bring it out.
All right. So I was going to say these noodles, they were hot, but I almost ate a whole bowl of it. He almost ate a whole bowl of it.
I amped it up with the Reaper Squeezing sauce, which is another 2 million Scoville on top of whatever the heat in this is.
Or whatever this is supposed
and so, I had ramped that one up some, so it was kind of hot.
That's why I put this one at the bottom, because this sauce really is what made this one so bad. So this by itself really wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but I would have to, for me, this one, I had nothing from that one. There was no effect on me whatsoever, but y'all were pretty bad.
The Fuego Spice Company, White Lightning, the Choco Challenge. It was pretty spicy. I think it was just really gross. There's like 12 different ghost peppers in here. It's also just not what you're expecting when you're biting into white chocolate. I knew it was going to be hot, but it was just really weird. But if you watch the video, we did react bad, but I would say I could probably do this again. So we'll put both of these at the bottom then, and that's fine in that order. And then I'd say right afterwards, go ahead and do the Reaper Squeezins itself.
Compared to...
for me, this wasn't that bad. Yeah. I didn't even need water with this one when we did it. It really wasn't that bad to me.
It's hot, but we've sat and lasted through all of these.
Next, I would say this.
No, I would go with the Satan's Blood one.
Okay, so up next...
I didn't think that... It was just nasty.
That is true. Okay, so up next we're going to go with Satan's Blood, which still has residue on the outside, so I need to make sure to wash my hands after this. This one, it really wasn't that spicy going in. It did have a good amount of spice, but it wasn't terrible. We didn't need water or anything, like I said.
What did that one say? It was like 800,000?
This is 800,000 Scoville chili extract sauce, which was pretty on par with this one, but... The difference being for this, and I guess with it being an extract sauce, was that it really messed with our stomachs pretty bad. This was the first time for me that I really had those sharp shooting pains that came probably about 45 minutes to an hour after eating it.
That didn't have that kind of impact on me.
You did. You don't remember. You sat in the park, and you sat down, and you
were that's right. Oh, it was.
You were miserable. That's why I said both of us.
I'm still traumatized by the tubes.
The funny thing about this one is that it hit him... We'll say 30 minutes after he ate it.
That's right.
And then as his was ending, for some reason, mine kicked in. And it was all of a sudden where it was the sharp pains, cold sweats, and everything. It was miserable. But overall, this sauce was pretty good and didn't cause any pain like that as far as the stomach goes. This being somewhat as hot, but just worse in the stomach, that's putting this up above that one.
I will say the one thing that we have learned while doing these challenges and sauces and everything is you almost cannot go by the Scoville level.
Yeah, the Scoville unit is a good way of just kind of, seeing what the maker is putting it at, but you really never know, because this is 2 million, which is supposed to, I think it's kind of way above those, way above this one, and even above the next thing on the list, but it really wasn't, like I said, it wasn't terribly hot. So that being said, was this one next?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is the Pocky One Chip Challenge, and this is the 2020 version because there is an original version as well.
Yeah, all of these are in here are the updated versions of it.
Yeah, these all should be. So that one honestly wasn't that bad. I could, out of all of these, if we had to do another video where we were doing multiples of something, like it would probably be that one that I would do like a couple at a time because it really wasn't that bad. I don't remember it affecting the stomach too much. It really, I don't know. It wasn't. What do you have anything to say about that one?
The Pocky chip, yeah, I don't. Off the top of my head, I don't remember anything excruciating or.
No, I know we completed the challenge.
There was some heat, but
we didn't need water or anything. Actually, with this one, what I remember most is that we both got a big like head rush. Like it really got like the first one of the first times feeling like that spicy high almost that.
I do now. There was a burst of heat.
Yeah, they say it's like an endorphin rush or something like that. So.
But that was the one, I believe, the knockout punch and all that. I literally lasted 30 minutes without drinking anything. And the only reason I drank something at that point, I just totally forgot we were still monitoring and I had a drink.
All right, so which one of these is next?
I would say for me, it would be probably the Death Nut. I would put that up next.
Before those two?
Yeah.
Okay, so
maybe the gummy bear. The gummy bear. I
was gonna say he wanted to do the Death Nut, and there's just no way. There's no way. The gummy bear, yeah, the gummy bear because this is coming in at 9 million Scoville.
But that sucker was a surprise. That little candy gummy packed a punch.
These next couple, like they're all fairly close, but yeah, this one was surprising. I want to say, and this is when we took it to a whole another level with 9 million, but. This one, I think we went without water, I want to say.
Yeah, we lasted the duration.
Oh, and there's one more thing I want to throw in here before that is these Reaper gumballs, which this is roughly where they would be. Maybe before the chip, but I'd say roughly around there.
Yeah, I'd almost even put them after the gummy because
it was
intense because we put multiple gumballs in our mouth.
This one next?
No, I would go to the Death Nut. I'm telling you.
All right, well, you're crazy, but... All right, the Death Nut is next, which I guess, in a way, I mean, there's 5 levels to this, so 4 of the levels aren't terrible. Like, you kind of can make it through okay.
Now, I remember we were saying that they were lying about the heat.
Yeah, the first couple weren't bad. But the last one was hot enough to me that I would rank it over the next one, but, it's not... They're fairly close, so I'm not going to argue too much on that because there was only like 2.
Well, thank you for not arguing.
You're welcome. There was only 2 or 3 nuts that we had to eat for this one, so we made it through, but it was extremely hot, and that was where we first experienced the Death Nut in general, so I'm going to set that there. And then here's the Toe of Satan. For me, I would put it before the Death Nut, if I was getting really picky, but... Something about this challenge with having to leave it in your mouth for 5 minutes. I mean, I think that is kind of what makes this so much harder. Well, I don't know because that one's hard too. You had to eat. There was like time things with the nuts too. You had to like wait 30 seconds and.
Yeah, but I had a sore throat for about a day after the toe.
Yeah, because there is that constant drip of like spice down your throat for 5 minutes straight.
Where you're leaving it back and touching and.
Yeah, so maybe, I mean, like I said, it's very close, but we'll go ahead and put that.
I think if I had to ever do the toe again, I'd have to give it a manicure because it was just too big going in your mouth.
The toenail was scratching them up. And then, of course, like we said, I mean, and it was not just for show or for this video's sake. I mean, this one was the worst.
That one hurt. That hurt.
Far. If you haven't seen the video, in the one that me and Kyle split, there was 21 nuts. In the one that he ate, there was 28 nuts. He got to 16 nuts.
16.
I got to, I want to say it was 9, and then Kyle got to about 6, I think the number was. And so before we all had to tap out, he was very confident that he was going to finish it. But, I mean, these things are just different. It's, like I said, it's the worst one of this, but it's just full of it, and you're having to eat them all back to back.
I don't know why it was so intense. I mean, I watched some videos leading up to it, and people were, they were experiencing heat and reacting to it, but it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. And then other people we saw, they threw up. They couldn't even wait the 5 minutes or whatever, the 5 minute burn, and they were already throwing up.
Yeah.
But for me, out of everything, I could sit there and I drank milk and let it sit in my mouth, it would cool it off. For the tuba terror, there was no cooling it off. It hurt. It felt like my tongue had been drug across the road.
It felt like an acid burn, or we said an allergic reaction in a way, because it almost felt like you did swell. I know Kyle said he felt like he was swelling. The next day, someone at work said my face looked kind of swollen. So I don't know. I know I did turn red, and you know what? I will say, if this video can get to 100 likes, I'll post a picture I took of me in the midst of.
Nobody wants to see that.
Exactly. If for some reason you do want to see me at my very lowest point in life, in the midst of that pain, I'll post it if this video gets to 100 likes. But until then, that's staying in the private folder. But and the one thing that I didn't bring with me, but the bomb, I would probably put right around this range right here. Originally, it was like the hottest thing we'd ever tried.
That was a freaking hater sauce, straight up hater sauce. There was no flavor; it was just hate.
Yeah, so that's like roughly in this area. It's something that we'll probably be doing again just to kind of see if we can handle it any better. Now, I'd be interested in seeing.
And two, with this video, you could go back and look and probably time it. One thing I noticed, and this is what caused me. It was more dry heaves. You'll hear me in the background trying to throw up. But if you look, I had I think it was a half gallon of milk that was 3/4 of the way full. And probably within a couple of minutes, maybe a little bit longer, I had that drunk. And that was just probably too much on my stomach because I had spent the day prepping. I drank a half gallon of chocolate milk. I had some bagels. Had some
wings.
No, well, I ate wings, but no, the not cottage cheese, but
cream cheese, yogurt.
No, the yogurt. I had some yogurt. Tried to just coat my stomach, which you get into the millions of Scoville. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you want to do. Your stomach's still gonna burn.
If you're not familiar with the Scoville chart, technically, your very basic Carolina Reaper ends at 2 million Scoville. That's the top of the chart. And so that being 13 million Scoville and these like being 9 and the 13 million and that one and stuff like that, it's just absolutely insane. And honestly, you're probably pretty stupid for doing it. But yeah, I think we probably reacted worse to that last video, probably because of I drank a whole thing of almond milk and all that stuff too.
Yeah, and I can tell the difference. I've never drank almond milk before, and that was nasty. On top of the fact that it didn't have any effect whatsoever on me.
So we might have brought that one on ourselves. So yeah, here is our full list of challenges. If you haven't seen, each of these items is an individual video. So if there's something you missed, go back and check it out. I promise. Our reactions are probably worth it because we really don't handle spicy things too well. For us to be having a spicy channel, so check all those out.
Well, I've eaten spicy stuff, and I've gone to places and people were looking at me, waiting for me to just blow up, and I ate it and I was fine, and I thought I was pretty good with them until we got to some of this stuff.
Well, what you realize is that restaurant spicy and just even peppers in general, like I said, doesn't even break at the top is 2 million. So you were mostly probably eating things like under 100,000 Scoville, stuff like that. And then here we are in this whole new territory of things that shouldn't even be in existence.
Well, we had a good experience too over the weekend. We went to
Blowing Rock, North Carolina.
Yeah, we went there do a little hiking, and then we stopped in the
oh my gosh,
downtown area. And what?
I forgot I had Satan's blood on my finger. I just wiped my eye.
Oh, you.
All right, we're going to power through this video.
He's going to be hurting. Here, we thought we were going to get on the light day, and now he's going to be blind.
Well, at least it's not my insides.
But anyway, we at Blowing Rock, we went to a spice store, picked up some spices for some critiques later on. Met a guy there he spent some time with us, let us sample a bunch of stuff. Really enjoyed it. It was a great experience, and he was sharing with us flavors and all kinds of stuff, even some spicy barbecue sauces. So you'll see those things in the future coming up.
Yeah, so we're excited to share those sauces with you. And like I said, we're almost at 300, so we have a lot more. We'll only get bigger from here. So we have a lot more challenges coming your way. With this being 13 million, we're trying to figure out, or this being 13 million, I'm trying to figure out where we can go from here. I know a couple of you guys have commented about this twisted jerky that comes in at 16 million Scoville. We'll see about that. I mean, we always want to please the fans, but we also want to be smart and not destroy our insides. So,
well, what's funny is they talk about you get scared, your butt puckers up, it gets tight. My stomach just did that when you said jerky.
So we'll see about that. We're gonna take a couple more relaxed weeks and do some other challenges, and then we'll build back up to and probably get to that 16 million range. And then if you're not new to this channel, then as you've heard us talk about before, once we get to 1,000 eventually. Wow, my eyes are on fire.
It's growing really fast. Thank you guys so much for the support, for the subscribers that are coming in. It is awesome. If we get to that 1,000 mark, I'm telling you won't be disappointed. We are definitely. It's going to be we're going to get caps done.
Yeah, we talked about doing pepper spray in each other's face, but. The funny thing is I just pepper sprayed myself by putting this in my eyes. My eyes are burning right now. I don't know if they're turning red or anything, but my eyes are burning.
I can't tell. You're in the shade.
Both of them. I thought I just did one, but I guess both of them are on fire, so that's fun. But yeah, we're going to pepper spray each other once we get to 1,000. So hang in there. Keep sharing the videos. Keep subscribing. Keep liking. All the above. If you haven't, follow the Phat and Spicy Instagram page. We post some little extra stuff there, some behind the scenes sometimes. Phat and Spicy TikTok, which we're working on making more videos for it as well.
Doing some TikTok stuff, Instagram. What else is? I think that's it
right now.
Yeah.
And the YouTube, of course, which you're on. So, all right.
With all that being said, again, thank you very much, and remember to keep it fat
and keep it spicy, and don't touch your eyes with hot stuff on your fingers.